Good evening. My name is Dusty Molyneux. I'm the Fine Arts Supervisor for Great Falls Public Schools, and I want to welcome you all to our Orchestra Music in Our Schools Month concert. Thank you for being here. You're in for a treat. For those of you that haven't seen one of these before, if you're a parent of one of these kids on stage and this is your first orchestra Myosm, we are combining the middle schools. You can obviously, there's a lot of kids on this stage, and they have an incredible amount of sound and passion they're going to be sharing with you. They had one rehearsal today for about an hour and a half to put all this music together. So I want to congratulate them before they play on the great work that they did this afternoon getting ready for this, and you really are in for a treat. Music in Our Schools Month is a national celebration that goes on all across the country, and it's been going on for probably about 40 years now. There's always a theme associated with that, and the theme this year is United Through Music, and I think Great Falls Public Schools fits that theme really, really well. We have two incredible middle schools, we have two incredible high schools, and the faculty at those schools do incredible things every single day in the classroom for your students on the music field. And then we unite and do these district-wide Music in Our Schools Month concert like this to show off with the community. This is really a testament to you, parents, for the great support that you give us, for the teachers in the classroom, like I mentioned beforehand, for the private instructors that work with these kids in one-on-one situations, and also for their past teachers that have gotten them to this stage. You're going to see a couple of those folks here out helping with chairs and stands later on, and I don't know if they're backstage and can hear me. I do want to give a shout out to our elementary instrumental string specialists, Deb Tenaple and Sarah Schaefer. So would you give them a big round of applause for the job that they do in the elementary? They will be moving large amounts of stands and chairs later because they're professionals at it, and they do it every single day. So without further ado, I do want to get this show on the road. You didn't come here to see me or hear me talk. So each one of the conductors is going to take a turn with the group. And the first conductor that we have with this combined orchestra is our fantastic orchestra director from North Middle School. So would you please welcome to the stage Mr. Lucas Polkeiser. Okay, well, we started off with some very traditional orchestral music with Bach and some Brandenburg, and that's a great way to start a concert. And now, as they would say in Monty Python land, now for something completely different. We're going to do something way more modern. And so would you please welcome to the stage, he's going to storm the gates, Mr. Zach Harris from East Middle School with the combined eighth graders. That was fun, yeah. Good job, orchestra. Exciting. Now we're going to, again, kind of flip gears and do something a little more traditional. Yesterday, obviously, was St. Patrick's Day. This is not necessarily an Irish tune, but it definitely falls into that sort of Celtic and Northern European mode, and this is just one of those lovely tunes that you'll walk out kind of humming after the concert is over. So would you please welcome to the stage from Seal Russell High School, Mr. Steve Olson and Will Coleman. So parents, I want you to think about this. It was just a couple of years ago, these kids were fifth graders. They really didn't even know how to set up the instrument. And then when they did and they started playing, it was a little bit scary for a while. But you came and you heard their December concert when they were fifth graders, and they were making some good music. And by the time they got to be sixth graders, with even only a little bit of instruction, only twice a week, you know, they were doing some great things. But then they got to middle school, and they were able to have music instruction every single day, and they just take off. And now you're hearing them as eighth graders. I'm here to tell you, though, that the journey has just begun. It is not the ending stage. It is vital for these kids and for you and for our community that they continue on with their music making, because high school is just going to be a whole new world for them. So parents, thank you for what you've done so far. Students, thank you for what you've done so far. And the future is very bright as you cross that stage, or that bridge onto the stages at the high schools here in Great Falls. So we're really proud of you and the incredible job that you're doing, and we want to hear more from you down the road. Parents, make sure they get onto that bridge and get into these high schools, because we need them and they are in for an incredible ride. They can get hooked into a music program in high school. Their grades are going to go up. Their extracurriculars are going to be the good kind, not the bad kind, and they're going to be wildly successful. So encourage them to keep playing next year. So we've got one more song with this combined group, and I want to bring out our host for the evening, who has done a lot of the legwork for getting everything set up for us. We're very thankful for that. So please welcome to the stage Mrs. Quimby from Great Falls High School. Have a big round of applause for our 8th grade football middle school. We're going to do a very quick set change. We'll let the 8th graders off the stage into their assigned seats in the auditorium, and then we'll reset for the high school. So give us just a moment.